What is up, guys? Dylanrhyne here, bringing you another episode of Dylan's AdventureCraft. Hope you guys are having a mind-tastic day today. I'm scratching my head a little bit, guys. I've had to change one thing with the gold farm so far, but I have been testing it, and it looks like there's a few other things that we're definitely going to have to change. So, let's go ahead and go over that, and then we can jump straight into making some changes to start off this episode. Alright, so the first thing is, I did adjust these trapdoors here. It seemed like with the trapdoors being like this, and those also being like that the zombie piglin could not see us, and we ended up losing aggro on some of these zombified piglins. So I went ahead and changed that, and it seems to be working. But the other thing that I have noticed, and I don't know if we'll be able to get this to work or not, let me adjust some of these settings here. And what we're looking for is for these guys here to spawn and see what happens when they start to come around to the other side. So let's go ahead and move this out of the way for now. And I don't see any guys spawn back there just yet, but let's go ahead and take out a few of these guys so we can get some spawns going. The top level here seems to be fine, but the middle level and the bottom level seems to be the levels giving us the issue. Alright, so I flew away and I came back just to let everything despawn. So let's try this again. We'll go ahead and hit this guy, and we'll look right here, and you'll see these guys are just falling off the edge here. They're just walking straight off the edge. Some of these guys, they will fall off the edge as well, and we can't really have that happening. But the bad thing is they end up falling down into the lava and they don't die. If that happens, then we've just got a bunch of mobs in the lava and we're not going to get any spawn rates whatsoever. So we've either got to fill in the bottom here so that if they fall, they will not jump down because they know they're going to die, or we've got to take fences and put fences up. And I don't know what the best thing to do would be, but as you can see, watch these guys here. They'll come this way and then they will just walk off the edge. Let's see. Or they'll push each other off as well. So we've definitely got to do something about that. I think it's mainly just the bottom layer, actually. So I'm going to have to test out maybe putting some slabs down at the bottom so that they won't choose to walk off because they know that they'll die. Or we'll have to take fences and wrap those all the way around up until this path walkway right here. So I'm going to do a little bit of testing, kind of figure this out. Yep, see, we had another guy that just jumped off there, and we definitely can't have that happening. So let me do some testing, and then I'll be right back. Alright, since we are pretty close to the lava down here, if we put blocks, they would just walk off and not die because the distance from this ring here to the lava is not enough blocks for them to be able to die and to not want to walk off. So we're definitely going to have to put fences up. I think what we're going to do just to start is maybe put fences to there or to there, but we're going to have to do it on all of the levels here because if we don't, then the guys on the next level up will just decide to jump down onto the fence and then they'll just try to jump off to get into the lava. So I need to make a bunch of warp fences. I think that we need about 10 to 15 stacks just to get to this point here on all three levels. So I need to go off, get a bunch of the warped wood or the nylium wood, whatever it's called, and make a bunch of fences and put those in going around the rings at least a little past halfway. But another thing that I want to do is I would like to go ahead and grab a bunch of netherrack and try to make at least a 1x3 tunnel that leads to the gold farm and to the piglin bartering station because I am tired of flying that. So I'm going to grab a bunch of this netherrack here, and actually I've got some shulker boxes here. We'll put that one to the side for now, and we are going to make a path just to make it a little bit easier. Eventually it will be an ice boat road, but that's definitely something I'm gonna have to do in between episodes because you guys know that takes a while, especially with the design that we are doing for the ice boat road. So I do want to go ahead and grab a bunch of this, dig us out a 1x3 path leading all the way over to the piglin bartering station and to the gold farm. And I'm going to try to put in as much of the fences as I can. Once I come back, we can test out the gold farm and see if that helps and see what other issues, if any, that we need to address. Alright guys, so I ended up putting all of the fences in. They wrap all the way around, and then one is placed right there on the magma block there, just to kind of enclose it in, and that is on all 3 layers all the way around. And then I also did something else as well, just in case. I don't know if they would go over the side on the outside or not, but I did put some slabs going around that, so they will not be able to walk off on the outside either. The babies may be able to, but I'm not too worried about the babies. Let me place in these slabs here, just so these guys cannot get out. That way we'll be sure they cannot fall down here and then land on these slabs and then fall off the side or whatever. And let me go ahead and head over here to the tunnel, just to show you what this is looking like and where it's at. So it's right here, nothing too crazy. I've just left it open here, and it's not too far away from the gold farm and the piglin bartering station. It should be fairly centered here. Yep, right there at 90. So this thing should be centered. That is awesome. And this just goes all the way back and actually meets up. It'll take a left turn and it meets up with the same tunnel that goes to the squid farm and the map making area. So I did try to incorporate it with another tunnel that we have, so that is pretty cool. And this gas is probably going to try to hit me. See if I can't. Oh, he despawned right before it hit him. So now I do want to go back down here and just do a little test and see if this is working the way that I'm wanting it to, or if there's going to be some other stuff that we have to make some adjustments to. So let's go ahead and go in here, and I'm just going to stand here and kill some of these guys for a few minutes, and then I'll let you guys know how the farm is working now that we've added in the fences and the slabs to help contain the zombie pigmen. Heck yeah, it seems to be working pretty dang good. There is a couple guys that are getting stuck, but that might just be how I did the layers here. You can see that guy over there, he is stuck. But eventually he'll probably despawn, so I'm not worried about that. And then we've got one over there as well. If we need to put a slab on that block there just to prevent some spawns and to allow those guys to come over here, then we can also do that. But I have been watching back here and the sides, and it seems like everyone is coming straight here and not trying to go off the side or push each other off or whatever. Yeah, you can see some guys up there. Now, if I stand over here, I think they'll stop right there. Yeah, but if I stand here, then you'll see that they will come across. Yep, there they come. Awesome. And I don't know if we have any guys in the back right now. I don't really see any at the moment. Yeah, it just depends on where I stand, but if I stand right here or any closer, then these guys will come to the little killing area right here, so that is really cool. Oh yeah, there we go. So those two guys just spawned. That'll be the perfect test. Let's see. That's a different guy there. So let's see if we have a few guys. Oh yeah, there we go. So they are coming around. That is perfect. Now this guy does seem to lose aggro on me every once in a while, but I think it's because I've been going up against this and he can't really see me. His line of sight isn't looking at me. So as long as I'm standing here or right here, he should be able to see me. If I need to change a couple things around, then I can do that as well. So now we can kill these guys, and then more guys should spawn back here in the back. It should just continue on. So that is awesome. Another thing that did happen, guys, which is kind of funny, I was trying to shoot a ghast when I was putting in the slabs, and I accidentally threw my bow into the lava, which sucks. But I did have an extra one in our gearbox. That's a good thing, but we will have to make another infinity bow, another one of the bullseye bows here, so I'll probably also do that here in a second. Oh yeah, we are filling up here, so we are getting some good stuff here. We're going to go ahead and take this out and grab all of that stuff as well. There we go. Perfect, perfect. And we don't want that in there. All right. Cool, so this thing is working good. Once we get a good bit more of the slabs in, then we will definitely have some better spawn rates, and this thing should be working really good. Let's go ahead and go back up here. I want to go grab this other shulker box, and let's see, where did I put it? I think I've got some stuff in here. Let's see. I think this is just slabs and stuff. Okay, that's fine. I do need to drop some stuff off. So I'm going to do that, go make a bow, and then we might come back over here because there is a few other things that need to be done in this area that I would like to complete in this episode, but we'll just see how far that we get because there's some other stuff in an area that we haven't been to in quite a while that I would like to go and work on. So what I think we're going to do now is I think we're going to try and get some sort of path from the tunnel that we made right down here and kind of hook up from there to the gold farm and kind of split it off to the piglin bartering stations. Probably not going to be finished. There'll probably be a bunch of netherrack. I do have a bunch of blocks, but I don't know if I have enough of what we need, and I haven't really got a full design done just yet. Kind of just the basics and the functionality for it done, but I do want to try to hook that up. I've kind of tested it out a little bit and tried to see how we would make a path to the piglin bartering station and to the gold farm, and I think I've got something that works fairly decently. It's probably not perfect, but I think it's going to work well enough for us to be able to get from place to place, and as long as we spawn proof it with some slabs, then we shouldn't have any issues with spawning on the tunnel or the platform, so that shouldn't be a problem at all. But all the way down this hall here is where the gold farm and the piglin bartering station is located. It is a pretty far haul here. We're at 1600 right there that you can see on the X, almost 1800. It's all the way down to 3200. So I'm gonna get down to the end of that and kind of just start setting something up, and once I've got a little something set up that I can actually show you guys, then we'll jump back in and I'll kind of explain what's going on in my mind here and kind of how I'm wanting this to look and how I'm kind of wanting us to connect these two farms together. Oh yeah, baby, we are finishing up here. So I just kind of wanted to show you guys what I've done. We are probably going to stop working on this for today after I've shown you what we've done. We have already used a bunch of time, guys, for this episode, and I've spent a lot of time over here. So I do want to try and finish at least this little section up here and show you what we've got going on, and then we can move on to the next thing for the episode. So what I have done to this area, I've just went ahead and put in a tunnel that will lead from where we branch off from where the ice boat road is, leading to the piglin bartering station and leading to the gold farm. So I decided to go ahead and work on the piglin bartering station tunnel for now, just because I wasn't 100% sure on how I wanted everything to look and what blocks I really wanted to use and stuff like that. So I decided to work on this one first just because it was going to be a little bit easier, and I think I've gotten everything pretty much figured out that I needed to figure out for this area here. So the blocks that we are using is a mix of some black stone, regular nether bricks, red nether bricks. We're using some sea lanterns. We're also using some black glass. And we're going to be using the crimson vines as a way to go up and down for if you're leaving or if you're trying to go to an area. And then whenever you're wanting to get down, because we are going to have an up and a down, we will just be using like some hay bales or something like that. Something that'll brace our fall and help us to not take as much damage. But as you can see here, it's nothing too crazy. It kind of resembles the ice boat road design, but just different blocks. And we got a little bit different different stuff going on down here in the floor. I did decide to use some black glass. I think this is pretty cool. You can actually see when you're walking. I think that's really interesting and has actually scared me a couple times. But then I also put some black stained glass panes here because that definitely opens up the tunnel and adds a lot more aspect to it, and I really like adding in some glass or some windows into these tunnels, especially when they're in the nether. And then we've just got little sections here with the red nether brick and the regular nether brick stairs going in a circle here with a sea lantern in the middle, and then the top is obviously just blackstone. We are using the chiseled, and then I put in red nether brick here just to give it a little bit of color, a little more pop as you're walking down through this thing. So I think that is pretty cool. Then when you get in here, we've got just a simple little design up here on the ceiling with some red nether brick and nether brick stairs with some sea lanterns that kind of just elevates up. And then I have tried to spawn proof this the best that I can, and I think everything is good, but we'll just have to see in time. Over here is where we'll have the elevators. So I think this one right here will be the down, and this one right here will be the up. So we'll just end up putting some of these weeping vines here. So if this is the up, let's go ahead and remove that. And we'll just place this here, and we can put in some bone meal like so. And then we've also got the hay bale here so that we can just brace our fall. So that'll go at the very, very bottom wherever we end up putting the intersection for this elevator here. And that intersection will be coming from the main ice boat road, and you can come up here, or we're going to have another tunnel that will lead right down here at the bottom, which you can't really see. Yep, so then it will just come down here and lead straight across the lava and lead over to the gold farm there, where we will also have a bunch of chests that will store the gold. But I have also been thinking, guys, I think we may send all of those items via like a dropper elevator or something up to the piglin bartering station, and then we can sort the items there, and we can also smelt like the gold swords and all of that stuff. I think that'll probably be the best idea, but we'll just have to see. But as you can see, right up here is the piglin bartering station. If I can get up here, I will show you. Let's go ahead and do this. There we go. And this will just be where we come up. We'll come up here, and then we'll go down right here. I just haven't broke this block just yet. I don't know if I broke any blocks underneath it. Yeah, so this will be up, that'll be down, and then this backing will be closed in. And that's how we'll get up here to the piglin bartering station. I think it's pretty cool design. It's about the best that you can do when it comes to... Really, dude? Get out of here. Get out of here. When it comes to like making elevators and stuff like that in the nether, because obviously you can't use water and all of that. So this should work out well enough for what we need, so I am happy with it. The last thing that I do need to do here is I do need to get up on top of this tunnel here and place down some slabs just to keep stuff from spawning. So I'm gonna do that really quick, and then once I finish that up, we will be heading back over to the mega base to start working on the next thing for this episode. Alright guys, we are back at the mega base just doing some barrel rolls here. There's one thing that we need to do here before we go off for the next project. We need to come on down and we need to add in one more person into the subscriber room. So we have one other person that commented down below in the comment section of the video that they wanted to be put on the subscriber wall. And this is the people that we have so far. So pretty decent. I've got a lot more subscribers than this. So if you want to be put on the subscriber wall, then just make sure you comment your name down in the comment section below and let me know what block you want on the subscriber wall. Now we've got another item here. This is a gold sword, so we'll have to add that to the list that I posted on the channel, because once someone picks a block, it cannot be picked again. So make sure that you are picking a different block than what is already selected or what is already claimed on that list. But here we go. We'll go ahead and put the item frame up on the wall there, and we've got JP Salto. I hope I said your name right. If I didn't, then I'm very, very sorry. But you are now on the subscriber wall and added into the subscriber family room here, which is awesome. So I want to put a bunch more people up here. So make sure you are commenting down below in the comment section your name and a block that you want on the wall. Now, we need to go on to the next project. And the next project, guys, that I am wanting to work on for today is at a place we have not been to in probably 3 or 4 episodes or so, and that is Animal Paradise. That's right, we have not been to Animal Paradise in a while, and I want to head back over there to work on the mangrove swamp. The main thing that I'm wanting to do is add in a bunch of trees, maybe even make some sort of like swamp pond type of thing in the area, throw some fish in there, breed up a few more frogs and name tag those, and set them free in the area. Now, we will probably have to figure out some sort of fence or something like that to keep all of these mobs contained, but I'm sure that's not going to be a problem. Now, the frog-like farm that we do have over there, I am going to keep that there for the time being. We might eventually move that somewhere else, but for now, I do like where it's at, and there's a lot of work that's been put into that frog-like farm, so we're going to keep it there, and we will just add trees and stuff around it and kind of just tuck it into the mangrove swamp. Animal Paradise, heck yeah, this place looks freaking awesome. We put a lot of work into this area here, and I am loving every bit of it. Obviously, there's a bunch of animals that need to go in here, but we are still working on a bunch of the biomes, and I would like to try to get as much of the biomes done as we can before we put in more animals. I know we have a few in here, but I would like to try and get as much of the biomes done as we can first. I think that would be better because it's going to be a pain in the butt to get the animals in here. It's going to take a lot of portaling them and boats, leads, mine carts, all of that stuff. So that's something to worry about in 1 or 2, possibly 3 episodes, and just focus mainly on that instead of doing a bunch of stuff, then trying to get that done and having enough time to finish that in part of an episode. So let me go ahead and get to this path and to this wall. I'm gonna have to go get some more andesite also. I totally didn't think about having the smooth andesite for the walls there. Alright guys, so I went ahead and put up this wall over here and put some andesite walls on top of that. I don't know if the frogs can jump out of that or not. I know they can jump like 4 or 5 blocks, and I don't know if it's tall enough or not, but I guess we'll find out. I mean, worst comes to worst, we breed some more that's over there in the frog-like farm, right? And then just let them out the door. So I'm not too worried about it. So I did go ahead and put a bunch of mud down in the bottom of this pond here. We've also got a bunch of tropical fish, along with some cod, I guess, that spawned. But we got a bunch of tropical fish in here. They're all named Fishy. I didn't really want to name each individual one, but we've got a bunch of those guys in here. So hopefully everything will be good for those guys. And now we're just putting in some lily pads here, and then I need to also put in some bone meal just to add some more like grass and stuff to this area. There is some in here already, but there's really not that much, so I would like to add a little bit more grass in here just to give it a little bit more color, a little bit more texture. I think it would look a lot better. But I have a bunch of lily pads here. I had 3 stacks of lily pads, and I think we're going to use all 3 of them just because this pond ended up being a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. I thought we was going to do it up there. I didn't think that we was going to be doing it down here in this area, but that is totally fine. I am liking it so far. Another thing that I did come across that I've came to the conclusion that we're definitely not going to be able to do in this episode, but this whole area is going to need a wall like this, and we might even have to bring it up one more, and I actually might do that because those frogs can get out, and the whole mangrove area is definitely going to need a wall. Now, where it connects to the other biomes, like right there, I'm just not going to worry about it because it's a frog. We can get more if we need to, right? So there's only so much we can do here with the frogs, with them being able to jump really high and stuff like that. So I'm going to just do the best that I can, and hopefully everything will end up looking and working fantastically. So we'll just see. We'll see how it goes. But I've got a couple more lily pads here that we need to place in, and I think we'll just place these guys right over here. There we go. And now we're going to take some of this bone meal and just spruce up this area here. Perfect. All right. And we can just take this and go all throughout here, because I would like this to be very green and very grassy, because I like how this looks. It looks a lot better than just the bare blocks, right? So we'll just go through all of this and place all of this in here. And then the next step that we've got is putting in the trees. Now I'm also going to put in a few bushes, not a whole lot, but I do want to add a little bit of lighting. Now remember, we don't have to worry too much about the lighting since we are in a mushroom biome, so it's not too big of a deal. But I would like to add a little bit of ambient lighting just to give that little extra pop to the area here. So I think that would be really, really cool. Let me go ahead and finish putting in this grass here, and then we'll come back. We'll throw in some of the mangrove trees and some bushes, and then I think we'll probably be pretty good with this area for today, because we have spent a lot of time in this episode already. So I will continue to do this, and I will be right back. All right, that is looking good. And we've got a couple dolphins in there too. That's kind of funny. But let's go ahead and grab some of these mangrove paprigul. I know I'm saying it wrong, but who cares? And go ahead and place those down. What did I do? Oh, I've got them on me. That would make sense. Okay. All right, and we've got some bone meal. So let's go ahead and place some of these guys down. Hopefully these guys don't mess up too much stuff here, but we will just have to see how this goes. All right. Yep. I like that. I like that. All right. So I'm just going to have to go through here, place in a bunch of these, and come back and bone meal them and kind of adjust some stuff, make sure that everything looks good, and also build this wall up of one more block, and then we can put in the bushes, and I think we'll be pretty much done with this area until we can get the path that goes all the way around and bring that wall up, but that'll be a project for another day. So I'm gonna finish this up, and then we can see how it turns out. Heck yeah, baby. Look at that mangrove swamp. That is awesome. Some of these haven't grown just yet. I ended up running out of bone meal, so I couldn't grow all of them, but they will grow on their own, so I'm not too worried about that. There's some more over here. It's going to be kind of hard to get around our little farm here, but I'm just going to have to kind of clean this up, I think, and take some of this stuff down just so that we can end up getting over here in the doors and all of that good stuff, so I can do something like that. Yeah, there we go. So that should be all right. That should be all right. Okay, so now that we've got all of that in, oh, I do have some more bones. I did not know that. Well, I'll do that later. That's fine. So since we've got that done, I do want to put in a little bit of lighting. Like I said, it's not going to be a whole lot of lighting. I'm probably, honestly, I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to put lighting in there because the mangrove swamp usually doesn't have lighting. Well, I mean, no biome has lighting, but we also don't know how we want to put our path just yet. So if we put our path in here and none of the lights are over at the path, then that wouldn't make any sense, right? So, I'll tell you what, once we get the path in, I'm gonna do that in between episodes. I'll work on the path, get the blocks for that, and kind of figure everything out for how the path is going to work, and also finish up the wall here. Then we can put the lighting in. I think that'll work. I think that'll work. So right now we are looking pretty good. This is very, very dense, this whole area here, which is awesome. This is exactly what I wanted, so I'm not upset about this at all. It is very hard to get through this area here, but yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. Awesome. All right, cool. So this place is looking really good. So I'd say the only thing left to do is to actually put the frogs in here, but since we don't have the wall up, I think it would be kind of just a waste of resources, and also we've got to breed them and get tadpoles and all of that stuff, so I really don't see a point right now. I think we're probably just going to wait until next episode when we do everything else, put in the lighting and the path and bring up the wall. I think that'll be the best idea because I really don't want to waste the slime balls and the name tags and all of that, you know, and sit around and wait for the tadpoles to hatch and then they end up going way over there or something, you know, like way off in the distance there. So I think it'll be best just to wait on that. So with that, I think that is all we can do with the mangrove swamp at the moment, but I am liking this area here. It's probably one of my favorite biomes in this area so far, and it's turning out to look just like the regular mangrove swamp, which is awesome. You guys let me know down in the comment section below which one of these biomes is your favorite. I'm actually kind of curious about that, so let me know down in the comment section below of which one of the biomes here in Animal Paradise that you like the most and that is your favorite. But with that, guys, I believe I'm going to have to call this an episode for today. I've got a lot of editing to do, and I really need to get this video out for you guys as soon as possible. It's probably going to be a few days late, but I'm going to try to get it out as fast as I can. But yeah, this has been a great episode, and I am looking forward to finishing up the mangrove swamp in the next episode. But that's going to do it for today, guys. I really do hope you enjoyed. If you did, please just hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and hit that notification bell so you get notified when I put out another video. But that's going to do it, and I will see you guys in the next episode. This has been Dylanrhyne, and I am